Hello viewers, here is a Comfort Zones box fan. This is model CZ200A, and this was manufactured last year in 2018, and it has already quit. Just to recap on what we saw in the other video on this, the bearings are locked. So, I want to see if we can salvage this and get it to run, because if I can get it to run, then I can answer the question of, is this a total piece of junk or not? In comparison to the 3733, this does appear to be the cabinet appears to be a bit thicker. Particularly, it's noticeable in the front. You can see, oh, maybe you can't see it. Now you can see it relatively well. The blade is substantially further back from the guard than it is on the 3733 model. Or I'll demonstrate that with one of this here. I'm going to stick this in. So there's that much space between the guard and the blade, which is a substantial increase over the 3733 from Lasco. So that's one thing it has going for it. But other than that, I really don't know if this is any good. The handle seems relatively strong. It doesn't feel like it's going to break, but the handle does no good if the fan doesn't move air. Of course, the feet are gone, but that could potentially be user error. Well, anyways, I'm going to get the guard off here, and then let's see if I can get this to crank up. Alright, so, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's to prevent the blade from hitting into the guard. So, I noticed that the screws are machine screws and not, wide threaded screws like a wood screw or something. So, I tend to think this is kind of nicer, because this means that the holes were drilled and then the screws were put in, rather than just forcing the screws in without a hole, which is probably what Lasco does. Now, on the outside here, this is very, very smooth and it's not sharp at all. None of them are. But on the inside, that's not the case. The inside has burrs on it. It'll probably give you a nice splinter. So that's halfway nice. Yeah, it's stiff. That's really stiff. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to go. I'll see if I can help with that a little bit. But it's really stiff. Yeah, that's just not going to go. It's just too stiff. Alright. Oh, that's only one. Let's try three. Maybe it's gonna go. Come on, bro. It's almost there. I would never do this to a vintage fan, but I don't really care about this one all that much. So if the bearings get jacked up or the motor gets screwed up, I don't care. Alright, so that's just not going to work. So the bearings they sound to be very dry, would be my guess. Now let's see if I can get this blade off of here with relative ease. That wasn't too bad. So looking at the aerodynamics of this should be kind of like that, in my opinion. It doesn't have like a nice scoop to it. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if it's warped. So this is almost behind the leading edge here. So I don't think this is a really good blade. But again, maybe it's warped. I don't know if it's necessarily came out of the factory like that. So here's the motor, and we have a 5 microfarads capacitor and a microscopic shaft. I don't even think that's a 1/4 inch. Oh, yeah, it's a 1/4 inch. Okay. It's a 1/4 inch shaft. You know, I have another blade that may fit on there. I don't know exactly what value applying this blade would have, but I have a metal blade here, which is also a 1/4 inch shaft, and that should go right on there. And so maybe when I get it freed up, I'll stick this blade on there and see how it performs. I have a feeling this blade will move 10 times more air, but that is what it is. You know, actually, I may have 2 blades I'll fit on here. I may have another Lasco blade, not a 20-inch one, a much smaller one, out of a vaporizer that may fit on this shaft as well. So maybe we'll do some blade swapping just to see how inefficient this blade it comes with really is. Well, anyways, now that we're inside of here, so I'll take the rear guard off too because it's got to get cleaned. Alright, so here's our motor, and here's another item I like over the 3733. The shaft is open on the back, so I could just put a drop of oil in there and probably free it up without having to take it apart. I will take it apart eventually, but just out of curiosity, let's see if I can get it to unlock. That did something. Huh. Look at that. It spins wonderfully now. 2 drops of oil is all that's needed. And yet somebody said, I'm just going to throw it out. Okay. Alright, how long does it take a reasonably intelligent person to get a blade onto a box fan? About 25 seconds. Well, since it's going to run now, I guess there's really no reason to take the motor apart actually. I'll just blow it out with compressed air, and because honestly you can't beat this spin down time. I'm not going to be able to make it any better than that. That's insane. Wow. Alright, let's do speed number 1. That shakes pretty good. It's making a lot more noise than it is air movement. That was an unimpressive increase in speed. Quite frankly, so is that. Yeah, the airflow is kind of subpar, honestly. I'm not impressed at all by the amount of air it moves. And then you put the guard on, it's going to cut it down even more. It's like next to nothing. It's pathetic. Look at how badly it shakes. I know I haven't cleaned it yet, but it's not that dirty. So, I think this is just a terrible fan.